long before the time of dinosaurs, the Paleozoic era, which occurred hundreds of millions of years ago, the Earth started to form oil, coal, and natural gas. Today, they are commonly referred to as fossil fuels. Contrary to popular belief, are formed mostly from dead trees and plants. The age they were formed is called the Carboniferous period, hence the name carbon, which is present in all life forms and the fourth most abundant element in the universe. As the trees and plants died, they sank to the bottom of the swamps and oceans, which formed layers of a spongy material called peat. Over many hundreds of years, the peat was covered by sand and clay, which eventually turned into sedimentary rock. More and more of the rock piled up on top of rock, and by the immense weight of the rock, the peat was squeezed until the water came out of it, and eventually, over millions of years, it turned into coal, oil, and natural gas. Humans have been using these natural resources for over 7,000 years. The caveman used the bitumen tar to repair pottery. The Babylonians made bricks and mortars. Ancient Egyptians used it as medicine, as well as the North American Native Americans. They used the oil to waterproof canoes, and they also treated frostbite with it. The earliest known use of coal was 3,000 years ago by the Chinese. It is believed that the Chinese used it to smelt copper. They thought coal was a stone that could actually burn. The first written record in America was taken by Louis Joliet, who noted carbon de terre while mapping the Illinois River. Natural gas was first used in Iran. Many believe the gas was ignited by lightning while seeping from the ground, and was used by the fire-worshipping ancient Persians. With this amazing leap in technology, the internal combustion engine came a major turning point in our history of mankind. We changed from an agricultural society to one that has become automated and manufactured. I'm talking about the Industrial Revolution.
Since the Industrial Revolution, the use of non-renewable fossil fuels has increased rapidly as a result of rapid economic growth and increasing energy demands. Today, the primary use of fossil fuels is in electricity production, transportation, and heating and cooling. From 1965 to 2008, world primary energy consumption increased by almost 200%, with a nearly 157% increase in oil, 123% increase in coal, and 359% increase in natural gas. And regardless of these increases, they show no signs of slowing down. As economies around the world continue to grow, energy demands will continue to increase. It is predicted that between 2008 and 2035, energy consumption will increase by 53%. That's an average increase of 2% every year. With this substantial increase in energy consumption comes a considerable increase in pollutants emitted into the atmosphere through the burning of fossil fuels. Emissions from industrial power plants are the leading cause of a fine particle pollutant known as smog. It is reported that 13,000 deaths each year, along with many other illnesses, are attributed to this type of pollution. Increased fossil fuel use also increases the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which can lead to global warming and climate change and can have many negative effects on society and the natural environment. Carbon dioxide, one of these greenhouse gases, showed a worldwide increase of 164% between 1965 and 2008. Not only has our increasing energy demand been the cause of serious long-term environmental effects, it has also made us more dependent on non-renewable fossil fuels as a source of energy. It's time for us to start looking to other sources to provide for our ever-increasing energy demands.
As human population continues to grow at a rate larger than ever before, and global climate change continues to be a growing concern, fossil fuels, along with other unsustainable energy sources, will become inadequate and will eventually have disastrous consequences. The amount of energy required to support our global population is massive, so as a long-term solution, we need to produce energy in a sustainable way. Soon, we will be forced to produce renewable energy on a global scale. Many of the technologies produced today for the purpose of renewable energy will find their way into our future means of energy production. Technologies such as solar panels and windmills will soon be integrated into a global energy production system. Technologies must be modified, however, if they are to be used on a global scale. Solar power, for example, does have major drawbacks. The sun's rays are refracted because of the Earth's atmosphere, which means that a very small fraction of the potential solar energy actually reaches the Earth's surface. Also, on a global scale, solar power production facilities would require large tracts of land to be dedicated to the lineup of solar arrays. This could be very devastating and could destroy large ecosystems. Wind power also has drawbacks, as hillsides and other areas with abundant wind become dotted with wind turbines. Scenery that people have enjoyed for centuries could be greatly marred. Also, there is a growing concern that the blades of the windmill could cause potential accidents for flying creatures. These difficulties can be overcome, and as the world begins to work together to live sustainably, we can overcome these many difficulties. As man begins to explore the great frontier of space, he can begin to utilize the resources that it provides. To overcome the difficulties that are in the way of the global use of solar energy, one potential solution could be to produce a solar power collection facility on the moon. This would have many advantages, among them being improved efficiency due to the lack of atmosphere on the moon, as well as there being no ecosystems to destroy. In fact, this system could alone supply the growing energy needs into the next century. Likewise, wind energy could be developed into near perfection by creating floating wind farms far out in the ocean, away from valuable scenery and flying creatures. Out in the open sea, finding abundant wind would cease to be a problem. As we are ushered into this new era of energy production, we may just create energy production systems that will forever eliminate the future need for alternative energy solutions.